Oh, hello. So over on my Instagram, I recently asked people to share topics that they would like Ozenan to speak on. And the first topic that was shared, I felt was so important at this point in time. And something that as soon as I read it, Ozenan kind of lit up like, yes, let's speak about that. So that was peace on earth. That was the topic that someone sent in. So I'm asking Ozenan today to speak about peace on earth, and in whatever way, without a specific question about it. I'm just going to see what comes through. This is, of course, a very significant topic at this time, and I think one that many of us have questions about. For me, I wonder, is it even possible? So I'm going to go ahead and bring Ozenan through and see what they have to say about this. Yes, we are here and we are available to speak on this very important topic, as the channel has said. Peace on earth. This is an enormous topic, of course, but we will speak in general terms and in a way that we find most actionable for those who will be listening to this specific transmission. Peace on earth. One, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. But we would like to point out that your world is a reflection of your internal state. Your external world is a reflection of your internal world. And so we would like to point out that there is much war and conflict on your planet. This is because there is still so much war and conflict within you individually. And we mean not just war and conflict between yourself and the humans around you, or yourself and the humans out in the world somewhere, but actually internal conflict and war between you and yourself. And what we mean by this is each individual has been conditioned with war frequency in your world. This is a enormous part of the earth, the human world at this time, and has been for many, many, many thousands of years. This is a long, deep program that is deeply embedded in your lineages. So we bring this up because the first place that you must heal anything is inside of your own inner world. So we would implore you to notice when you are at war with yourself, when you are in conflict with yourself. When do you feel tension with yourself? Now, we do not mean to imply that you should not be taking action in your world. You absolutely should. This does not mean that you have to be completely healed in your inner world in order to take action toward the world that you wish to see. We are just listing this inner work, although we do not love the word work. We are listing this inner process as the first priority if you would truly wish to see a peaceful earth, a peaceful humanity. You must first begin to go within and make peace with yourself. And we know that this is not a simple process. We know that it sounds simple, but the actual process of making peace within your inner world can be very challenging. And we want to honor that and respect that. And because it will take time and effort, we also would like to offer you ways to act outwardly in your external world in a way that will help to bring peace to your world. The first thing that we would like to say is that peace cannot come from fighting. Peace cannot come from war energy. Peace cannot come from anger and war and conflict. While anger can be very righteous and reasonable, we do not mean to imply that anger is wrong or bad. Anger is not the energy from which you will create peace on your planet. So we would implore you that when you see something in your world that makes you angry, that makes you sad, that makes you want to fight, before you take an action, take time to feel your feelings about what you have seen. Take time to allow yourself to process those feelings. This may be through emotional release, like crying or yelling, or rigorous exercise, for instance, can be a wonderful way to move these emotions. And when you have reached an emotional state of neutrality again, then we would ask you to take an action towards the world you wish to see, the peace that you wish to see on Earth. This means that you will be taking possibly the same action that you would take from the place of war and fight, but the action will be taken from an energy of love and neutrality towards what you wish to see. Same action can produce very different results depending on the energy from which you take it. So, for example, perhaps you have seen something that is very upsetting to you, and so some type of war on your planet. And so you are wanting to fight this injustice. You are wanting to fight against it. And so you take action. You share things on your social medias, perhaps, or you reach out to a congressperson, or you reach out to a leader, or you donate to a group that is fighting this injustice. This energy has come from war inside of yourself. It has come from fight and anger and rage. And we know that many, many humans believe that this is the only way to fight injustice, is through fight and anger energy. But we would then offer you the alternative that you first took the time to process and feel your emotions around this injustice you have seen, this war that you have seen, and you allowed yourself to return to a state of loving neutrality within yourself. And then in that energy, you reached out and took action towards the peace that you would wish to see. Maybe you still called a congressperson. Maybe you still shared on your social media. Maybe you still donated to a group that is against injustice, although we would point out that more likely you donated to a group that was working towards peace versus fighting injustice. The energy behind what you have done will change the reach of your action. Your action will reach so much farther. It will ripple out in so many more directions towards peace when you act from a place of loving neutrality within your energy, rather than acting from fight or rage. We want to point out that the sacred rage is an important step in this process. However, many people stop at the sacred rage and act from that energy, rather than processing the sacred rage, feeling the sacred rage, and then moving on to the loving neutrality and the action towards what they wish to see, instead of the action against what they do not wish to see. We hope that this is clear, as we have tried to simplify this as much as possible for this transmission, so that you can immediately begin implementing this into your everyday life. We would also ask that you begin paying attention to the areas within you where you are in conflict with yourself. And when we speak to being in conflict with yourself, in war energy with yourself, what internal dialogue is critical of yourself? What internal dialogue is saying to you that you need to change, or you need to do better, or you need to be different? What internal dialogue is pointing out flaws within you? Because, dear ones, you are not flawed. You are perfect as you are. And when you fully accept this, when you fully make peace within your inner world, you will begin to radiate that energy of peace and love out into the collective. And it will be so incredibly powerful, especially because so few humans in your world have made this peace with themselves at this time. You are sacred beings, exactly as you are in this moment. We cannot stress this enough, dear ones. We are grateful for you listening to this transmission with an open mind, as we know that it is different than many of the transmissions or pieces of media or pieces of advice that you may receive in your current reality. We love you and we want you to find this peace within yourselves first and then within your human collective. We know that this is possible, as many species have evolved beyond war energy before in the universe. We know that you are capable of this. And as consciousness shifts, as consciousness raises on your planet, and more humans begin to find this peace within themselves, the collective is beginning to shift. We would like to remind you that you will not see this shift in the external immediately. There is always a lag in your 3D reality between finding that peace within and beginning to experience that peace in the external reality. Trust that this is coming. Trust that it can come, that it is possible, because it is. It only takes a small percentage of humanity to find peace within, for that to then radiate out to the entire collective. So your individual inner process will benefit the collective so greatly, so much more than you maybe realize at this moment. And with this, we are complete. We thank you with love. Wow. That was interesting. So this was a similar message to another video that I made recently. I'm trying to think what that video was called. I think that it was about conscious versus unconscious action. I'll figure out which video it was and I'll put it in the description box below. I actually think this description that they gave was more detailed. So that video might be a nice addendum to this, but I feel like this one was the most clear. Either way, I'll link that video below in case you'd like to hear more about this, like conscious versus unconscious action, taking action from an energy of like loving neutrality versus an energy of anger. Okay, so if you would like to work with me, I'd love to work with you. Head down to the description box below. If you are getting value from these videos, please like and subscribe. This will allow you to see when I put a new video out, and it will also send these videos out to more individuals so that they can see them as well. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.